Oh, give me a second. The Rakan Grand Entrance gonna get the knockup. Gonna get the Flay out. Lucian gonna trade back. Oh, gets the Rakan. Calling. You look cold. All right. Gonna get that hook into a Flay. The Bush games. I like it. I'm a fan. The Vladimir trying to kite it out. Gets the, oh, is he gonna get the outplay? Almost close. Malphite secures another kill for his 5th this game. That was pretty close though. But the Bush games in bot lane, you weren't lying talking about this is where we gotta go with our money. What do we got going on here for this game? Let me turn this down a little bit. We just need to, there we go. Sweet. All right, guys. So for the 9 of you that are in here, it looks like viewer-wise, we're about to do a shoutcast of. So every time we do this now, I've established it's going to be Blue Barracudas versus Red Jaguars. Okay, every time. Okay, Legends of the Hidden Temple stuff.
I remember that.
So those are our teams. It's going to be the teams every time. So it makes it easy
versus
for us.
Red what?
Red Jaguars. Yeah. So we always have a blue and a red.
Kill it all the time.
Yeah. All right. So 1:30 on the spectator delay, guys. If you would like to hit us up with a some support, this Champ Select is brought to you by the Council. All right. You have Gun on the color commentating, and I'll be on the play-by-play if you don't know that. Okay. So what do we got? What does our team look like?
I'm really happy to see the pick order here because we're able to see first and foremost that supports got settled early. Which I'm really interested in, and we have that Rakan versus Thresh, I would say skill matchup between the two. I mean, Rakan naturally difficult to hit with that matchup, and we have last pick coming down here with the Lucian, which is going to be nice as a response to the Rakan. I think I like that Thresh Lucian bot lane setup. I think it's an okay response against the Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
And so really happy to see Ellie pick up that Lucian there as a last pick. Deals with the comp, I think, really well. Is going to deal with that Malphite. Let's see if his his dash is going to be fast enough to dodge Malphite ults, to dodge those stun grenades, to dodge those Rakan flourishing in what is that called? The knock up on that Rakan?
Oh, Grand Entrance?
Grand Entrance. Because there's a lot of things out to kill him right now. Because we have Nunu jungle, it looks like. Teemo top, you know, not fun to play. There's a reason that no one plays him competitively. And so we're going to see how that's going to work. And it's probably going to be, it looks like a Vladimir mid. So the comp, I'm not really seeing a lot of CC here on the side of Blue Barracudas.
Right.
I'm not seeing that. And that worries me because it's really dependent on either disengage or on the Thresh pulls. And so that's really going to limit the amount of authorship that Blue Barracudas have over the Red Jaguars when it comes to picking the fights that they want in those skirmishes in the river, in those 5v5s in lane. Because, man, an ultimate-powered Heimerdinger bouncing grenade, a Rakan Grand Entrance, a Malphite ult, like these are all very scary things to be up against when you don't really have a solid disengage. So we're going to have to see. It's basically going to come down to, I think it's going to come down to whether these fights are going to allow the carries to dodge those engages. Weava?
Yes. So I do believe you're correct. When you're looking at the team of Blue Barracudas, you're going to see that there's a Nunu there, and that's basically it besides the Thresh hook, like you said. So I am going to quickly pause at 7 seconds.
Let me
so
match up with you.
Yeah, we'll be able to get ourselves there. But yeah, so you're right. Like, unless they land a pick somewhere, there's no actual way, unless Nunu gets in with a snowball, for them to actually set up an engage. So hopefully, like you said, they can find the fights that they need, because Malphite's an easy go button, followed up by that grenade, followed up by a Grand Entrance into his like quickness, his charm, basically. Your team doesn't move, and Kai'Sa can follow up off of any of that. So hopefully we're going to have some good spacing from the Lucian.
Yes.
And you'll have a lot of disruption from this Vladimir. He should farm pretty well into the Malphite, because the Malphite does have Ignite. So we're going to see, we'll see what they can pull out. We'll see what they can pull out here.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, let me switch over to, which one's the lobby? Is this one? I assume it's this one. There we go. And bam. All right. Okay, we're gonna start this bad boy in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, 9, 10, 11.
11, good.
Okay, all right, sweet. Good, good, good. All right, pop off my menu here. If you need to turn on your timers or anything like that.
What was the hotkey for that again?
Hotkey is it N?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. It's on my stream deck. It's 100% in there. All right. So we're gonna pull that bad boy up. Sweet.
So we do have, it looks like the Blue Barracudas are thinking about a potential engage on the Shaco jungle here. We know that Shaco is going to set up on blue side with his boxes, that W. You can see him setting it up right now so that he can get a solid start without that leash.
Right.
The reason that this is good, Weava, is that if you can disrupt this start, it forces the Rakan Kai'Sa combo to help Shaco with the leash. So if you can invade, either get a kill or you break up those boxes, it forces them to get that leash. Now, what's going to happen is if they're smart, is that the Kai'Sa and Rakan are going to go back to lane and try to hit that level 2 as fast as possible so that at level 2, the Rakan can go in. So we're going to see if they can pull off. It looks like they're not going to go with the invade. And so that's going to theoretically give the Kai'Sa and Rakan that level 2 advantage because of the fact that they're going to be able to get back to lane sooner. It looks like they did opt to stay. So we're going to see actually equal returns to lane here. And I think that's actually pretty big considering that the Rakan Thresh matchup was a skill matchup. So this is sort of neutral. And I hyped it up for nothing.
No, that's okay. I mean, like we said, there's an early gank coming in from the Nunu. Snowball creeping up. The hook gets the flash anyways, and Rakan gonna get out of there. Nunu still walking it in. Gonna get a knock up on a minion, but that's cool. Nothing big. Look, you hyped it up, but there was already a flash blown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right, and that's going to be really big because now I think Thresh and Lucian should be looking for the level 2 here, so that they can go for the flashless Rakan.
I was just about to say, if you're Blue Barracudas, what are you looking for in this lane now from, this point to, I would say, almost 7 minutes?
So here's that level 2. That back there from the Thresh, I think, was a little bit weak. Your question was regarding like what they want to do in the next couple of steps here.
Yeah, I mean, you got 5 minutes, right? So what are you gonna do now?
Yep, 5 minutes on that. 5 minutes on that flash. The Thresh needs to be targeting the Rakan. I think that's the easy play. Now, it's not wrong to target the Kai'Sa here if you're the Thresh. The reason is if you can get both of their flashes, it means that for the next additional maybe 4 or 3 minutes, you have your pick of the litter in terms of killing one or maybe even both. You have a lot more power when it comes to wave control, so you can deny more. But the Lucian here is opting to push, ideally for a bounce back. So he needs to get the lane back to center, back towards their side, so that they can set that up in the first place. So let's see what the Lucian does in terms of wave management, so that he can enable his support to push that flash advantage that they have right now.
And now that, like you were just bringing up wave management, if we're taking a look here in mid, Heimerdinger's almost always going to push Teemo in regardless, right? He's going to be trying to farm under the tower and whatnot. So as Nunu in the jungle here, what are you going to do? I mean, like you said, Teemo's Teemo for fun, whatnot. What are you doing at this point are you just abandoning that lane, letting him do his own thing, or how do you help him?
I think the first thing that he has to do is pick a side and ward the side that he thinks the Shaco on. As you can see on the map, the Shaco does have vision of that top side. He does know where that Nunu is because of that sneaky blue side ward. He knows exactly where the Nunu is, so this gank is going to be safe on the side of Red Jaguars.
And Vlad gets a pulled in as a hook in, locks him down. Rakan gets out with his little shield, jumps away, but heal is going to go off though. So Lucian's going to lose his heal there, and so is Kai'Sa. Trying to get a little bit of extra damage, but that minion wave trading back onto Lucian.
Exactly. Not the best place to take that trade. Definitely not worth the trade when you know that you have the advantage as Thresh Lucian. You're up 2 summoners. This is easy if you just sort of let it push back, let it go back to your side. It does look like after this trade, it's going to push towards the Red Jaguar, so you're not going to be able to get that position that you want from this minion wave.
Another Nunu gank coming in. That's a slow by the Vladimir. Gonna get that phase rush going, but gets the flash out of top lane. Yeah, I think it's pretty important that you just say, you made a critical point there when you said the wave was coming back to them. So at that point, you have, that's a hook missed. You have authorship to just say, we don't have to do anything here. The wave's going to come to us anyway. When you take that trade and you break or you damage those minions, especially as Lucian,
right?
You're basically saying, all right, cool, we don't want it to come to our side anymore.
Right. And so I think there needs to be a little bit more biding of time, a little bit more patience from the Lucian. Yes, the trade in the moment is good now, but this push is going to have to go yet again back into the enemy turret. You're going to have to wait for it to bounce back. And if you look at that flash timer on Rakan, only 1 minute, 30 seconds left on that flash. So by the time that they come back, the power play is
That's a hook, landed onto Rakan, as you said it. Kai'Sa bursting into the thresh though. Got to ignite down on both sides. Going to be a flash forward. Lucian trying to pick this up to make it go even. Rakan giving him the okie doke. Picks it up. Relentless pursuit. Nunu coming in to follow up though. Good trade. Trying to kite this one out. Nunu misses. Gonna get the root, it looks like. And Lucian gonna pick. Oh, Lucian's not gonna pick that one up. It was questionable to kind of let that one go. So I can see.
A couple of mechanical mistakes there. I think when it came to the setup of the play, I thought it was really good. One thing that needed to happen was that bush needed to be warded as well if they had one up. I didn't quite see if they had one available. I think that was just kind of a mechanical issue there, Weava. I think there. I don't think Thresh should have died. I think going back with an advantage would have been fine, right? Because we do have a CS.
Oh, Malphite's gonna all in. Get that. The pool's gonna kill. All right, so I wasn't talking about it because I didn't think that he was gonna die, but you just saw Vladimir get really greedy, baits the ignite, and if you are Vladimir, guys, you do not pool. If you are low health and you got ignited, it will still kill you. You basically take away 20% of your health. And as I'm saying this, Thresh is getting caught out, gonna get ignited, gonna get bursted down. Vladimir gonna come back in, gonna get his pool, gonna get his ult off, but I don't think he actually finalizes his kill. So a lot burned into the Malphite there, who's probably just gonna recall and come back to lane.
Yep, come back to lane. We have a 300 gold advantage because of that kill on that Malphite. Still has 1,000 gold to spend. Let's see what the Malphite spends it on while Red Jaguars are taking that Cloud Drake.
Due to the catch there, on the Thresh and TP from Vlad to top, which of course they're not contesting. There's no possible contest if you're the jungler there. There's no possible contest for Blue Barracudas, and that means that Red Jaguar is just going to pick that one up. And I'm going to say that they're not going to complain much because Rakan's going to love that Drake.
Oh, Rakan's going to absolutely love that Drake. I mean, the move speed towards this comp in general is just absolutely lethal. I think Shaco's going to really enjoy it. The Malphite, in order to gain, is going to enjoy it. Yep. Cloud Drake for the Red Jaguars is big, and I think this is something that the Blue Barracudas needed to communicate, right? To get bottom side control of that Drake, you do have a Shaco who can, through a little bit of cheese and some boxes here and there, take that dragon without much of an issue. So all of that, I think, stems from the bot control that needed to happen. I think that wave control management was the biggest issue there for the Lucian, who should have had that wave push back and not take those 2 trades, just like he is doing right now. That is going to naturally push that wave in.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick trade there onto the Kai'Sa. So right now we're seeing, if we take a look at gold-wise, it's fairly even in mid. Actually, with the Teemo up by about 40 gold, which is kind of like 2 minions. That's just based off of CS right now. Top lane has about a 500 gold disparity. Bot is dead even to the like 8 gold number. So basically the only disparity right now is in top lane. Everything else, if you look at the numbers, is almost dead exact across the board. So who is this going to favor right now when we're looking at our team compositions?
You know, when it comes to the team composition, I think the Red Jaguars are so far sitting in the driver's seat. We're seeing it both in the lanes and in the macros. You don't want to see that Vladimir lose to a Malphite. You really don't want to see it because, I mean, Malphite, that engage is avoidable with W on the Vladimir, and he's able to pull away from all of that damage. That gives him a tremendous out and the ability to not get killed. And so I think that's a huge disadvantage. We're seeing the Malphite now, based on that kill, be able to push that lane and take some plates. And look at that. That trade is just absolutely disgusting. Vladimir, I think, needed some MR, and I think that's not a bad choice against the Malphite who's coming back and looking to build a Luden.
Yep.
With Heimerdinger middle, with Kaisa as the AD carry. I mean, that's a lot of AP damage, and getting an early MR item I think would have been fine.
We got a roam coming up. That is going to hit. I think, okay, that ends that. I was just going to ask because, oh, there's an all in again. If he pulls, he's dead. He pulled, dead. You die immediately if you pull, guys. Do not do that.
I think he was dead either way.
He may have been able to cast the Q because the Q was coming up.
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a great point.
I was just gonna say because while we were saying that, you was looking at the Nunu sneaking the Rift Herald right before the Shaco got there. Now your Blue Barracudas, you're seeing what's happening in top lane. Your bot lane fairly even, especially that kill amounts to the CS difference currently. Where or what are you looking to do with this Rift Herald at this point?
You know, this is a really tough call because ideally you would send this on your mid, right? Having the mid turret down when it comes to a rule of thumb is really nice because of the way that it cavitates the center of the map, the largest portion of the map. And so it allows you to roam around throughout that middle section more safely without the threat of the turret there. Now, freeing up a Teemo isn't really the best thing to do. I mean, he's not going to bring a lot to the team fights. He's not bringing anything that could sort of close the gap that you're seeing in these two side
trade.
lanes.
That's a quick trade. Malphite's does not have ult right now, and he does not have ignite, so he's still gonna get a pretty hard trade onto the Vladimir there. Vlad gonna come back, probably gonna sustain it up. Oh, the gang coming top. He's baiting it in. He's baiting it in. That's Vladimir ultimate. That's Pool. That's going to be another kill. Double flash there. Shaco box, and gonna kill him again. Vladimir gonna go down to the third time to this Malphite, who actually picked up multiple plates the last time. There's a 1,500 gold difference now in top lane. Every other lane across the board, even.
Absolutely, that's terrifying. We have Vladimir picking up the Hextech Proto Belt on his death instead of opting for the MR.
The hook coming in, and Lucian gonna cull but die. The flash by the Kai'Sa. Box gonna slow up the Rakan, but I think she's still gonna get out anyways. Setting it up in the 2v3, picking it up. Red Jaguar is just putting the spank on. Oh my goodness. Blue Barracudas. Oh, when he picks it up with the snipe. This guy from downtown. Woo. Oh boy.
Really liking his movements here. I think he's taking a lot of the pressure and pushing them just ever so slightly in the directions that he needs to. Going topside, freeing up that Malphite, who's going to pick up that Ludens right now, as I say it, who's going to come back out with an ult and rain that terror around the map.
Good hook. I don't agree with the ignite though. No real kill potential there as long as she walks out.
Absolutely none. The reason for the ignite, I mean, yeah, didn't need to ignite there. That was not a kill at all. So yeah, what do you think we need to see from the Blue Barracudas now? Because for me, I think the Lucian has a chance to bring it back.
Oh, the hook into the snowball, into the flay. Gonna crush it. Nunu ult. Gonna drop down. The gold goes over to the Nunu. However, Lucian trying to get this, but the block from the Shaco clone. Which one's the real one? Which one's the real one? We don't know. Flash pick up. Nunu picks up another one. Possibly gonna pick up a third kill. Lucian needs to get at least one of these. Nunu gonna pick up 3 kills there. Oh my goodness. Oh my, don't die. All right. Woo. Woo, man. Close. Close one. Okay.
Great fight for Blue Barracudas there. Just as we were talking about what the win condition might be,
right.
I think it's going to have to be in that Lucian, who picks up, unfortunately, a bunch of assists there, but still gives him a lot of gold. 850 gold in his pocket right now. Still a little bit behind on the Kaisa in terms of gold, full gold, but that's going to be critical in terms of being able to kill this AP Malphite. This is also really big, and I like this play from the Nunu, bringing that Herald down here to give that ADC some gold.
Yeah, yeah. It's owed to him at this point, I think. It's owed to him.
It is, and
no, go, sorry.
Now, we do have Dragon up, and so the timing on this is tricky. He knows, the Nunu knows he has to stick around here, so he's going to have to try, and this is desperate, but I think it's
sitting on a lot of gold. This is going to be 2v4, 2v5. Oh, Malphite walking it in. If Lucian shows and walks up, he's going to get ulted regardless. Gonna sacrifice the Thresh there. Kai'Sa gonna jump in because she's not scared anymore. Gonna pick up a second. Oh, Nunu kiting it out like a boss. If Lucian just dashes in and picks this one up, does pick it up. Kai'Sa's gonna fall after Nunu secure. Malphite gonna go in and take out that Teemo. And looks like Red Jaguar is gonna enjoy another Drake.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. And there was a huge miscommunication between the jungler and the ADC in terms of what the intention was. Nunu clearly had it in mind to go and stop this dragon. ADC saying, nope, I want no part of that, but does luckily come back in time to pick up a couple of kills there as a consolation prize, as we know him to have a trophy case full of them. Pick up those couple of kills. It's still big, you know, still big because he's going to have to keep up with this Kai'Sa, who is a late game carry, right? If the Malphite Shaco threat isn't enough, the Kai'Sa DPS and burst is going to be absolutely
good trade onto the
insane.
Rakan.
He's got red buff.
All right, not bad, not a bad trade. So we were unfortunate. I mean, anybody who knows, Nunu with a bunch of kills really isn't much to talk about. So as far as build paths go, he's got a Giant's Belt right now. Looks like he's probably building into either a Randuin's or a Deadman's. If you're Nunu, you just picked up 3 kills there. You got to recall. Are you picking up a hard tank item? And as I'm saying, the Shaco's going to be coming in. Or, oh, give me a second. The Rakan Grand Entrance going to get the knockup. Going to get the Flay out. Lucian going to trade back. Oh, gets the Rakan. Calling. You look cold. All right. Gonna get that hook into a Flay. The Bush games. I like it. I'm a fan. The Vladimir trying to kite it out. Gets the, oh, is he gonna get the outplay? Almost close. Malphite secures another kill for his 5th this game. That was pretty close though. But the Bush games in bot lane, you weren't lying talking about this is where we gotta go with our money.
You know, this is the damage coming out from the Lucian there was absolutely surprising, considering that he has Essence Reaver, BF Sword. The Kai'Sa, you would think that, you know, who has a significant amount of damage right now, but pales in comparison to that power spike that he's having, especially with Lucian backed up by the Thresh, controlling that.
What do you think of this gank? What do you think of this gank right now? Nunu's coming in. Gonna get a root.
No mana.
Gonna get stunned up. Rakan, quickness. Shaco coming over the wall, looking for a spike of damage here. Nunu ult though, gonna turn it around, kills the Rakan, punishing him for that one. But I mean, Shaco gonna just kind of sack that clone. Oh, the damage, the flash ult misses. That's huge.
That's big. They need to fight that.
There's right the root, the lockdown onto the Kai'Sa. Lucian there gets boxed. Oh boy. Vladimir gets it with his E. Nice. Tides of Blood gonna pick that one up. All right, so where are we going? What are we doing? What are we getting?
The call's got to be to push mid. If we've trained these guys well, they know exactly what they need to do next. They need to push into that mid turret, get that absolutely healthy turret here. Malphite, no ults. Heimerdinger, no ults, because we saw that big turret go down. And so they need to keep pressure on this. We have Teemo backing right now. And so they need to get some kills here. I mean, not kills here, turrets here. On top of those kills, not liking the call to disperse. I think they should have stayed with lots of ultimates down. Lucian has calling, Thresh has ult right now.
Vladimir's ult just came up.
Tanky. Yep. So I think the call is to stay. Unfortunately, they don't get that mid-turret.
I think they lose. Oh, almost. They possibly still lose it on this chase. The Thresh hook. Oh, just goes right of him. Not going to be enough though. Oh man. Malphite going to turn around. Bursted him from 30% out. Dominating. So, you mentioned it before. Is this the time when you build like at least Cowl, Spirit Visage?
Yeah, Spirit Visage on Vladimir, especially with that passive. A lot of people forget that Vladimir gains AP for buying HP and gains HP for buying AP. And so getting that Spirit Visage doesn't mean you're necessarily building a fully tanked item. You do get a little bit of value from that passive on the Vladimir for buying that, and also on top of that you get the healing increase, and so your effective time in combat, especially against this AP heavy comp, especially against a 6-0-1 Malphite building pure AP, that's going to have a tremendous amount of value. Not a fight that the Vladimir should be picking. He needs to go back and pick up that CS. Still behind 23 CS here.
We're looking at a 33, 34, 3,500 gold difference in top lane now.
Yeah, so we do need to see him pick up items here.
That's an ult and bursted him. He's dead. Ignited. All right, so this looks like the story of the game right now is Malphite just gonna try and run out of this one. Nunu gets the lockdown. Teemo does pick up the Malphite kill. They are going to get the flash out of the Rakan. Rakan going to try and get out of this one, but it looks like he's just kiting for the Heimerdinger to show up and give Teemo the business. Hits him with a wrench, knocks him out of there. Nunu going to look to pick up another kill. That's 6 for Nunu this time, guys.
Yeah,
Woo.
Someone's going to need to call OSHA because Heimer is running around throwing tools at people. Absolutely in the right place at the right time, cutting through the jungle, able to apply that pressure with his long-range bomb. Does whiff it a little bit, but provides more to that skirmish than a Teemo can. And that's kind of why the Teemo mid was a little bit of a wince pick here, because when it comes to combat effectiveness, which is what you want to see against the comp that of Red Jaguars, you're going to want to see some CC, and I don't think the Teemo Shrooms are going to help. The blinding dart isn't really going to blind anyone. It's not like
the Shaco clone, goes over the wall, but Heimer's going to show up. Kaiser looking for a fight. Gonna get a Zhonya's. There's no turrets left up. Gonna get hooked. Gonna get put down by the Lucian. Grand Entrance coming in. Malphite ult gonna take out the Lucian. Gonna clean up the Nunu as well. And that's gonna be a 3-for-1 in the Dragon Pit. However, Lucian did secure the Dragon for them, so that is 1 to 2 dragons. Ocean Drake gonna do a lot of work there. But if you are Blue Barracudas, I don't know if you're happy with that trade.
Not the best trade at all. I mean, the Dragon is, I think, the biggest sort of plus from that fight. Not having that Ocean Drake go over to the Red Jaguars is, I think, absolutely the right call there. You know, ideally you get out of there alive. And so after the Shaco clone was sent over to the wall, you know something's afoot. You know that you got to get out of there, and somebody just sent over this decoy to keep you guys there. Got to get out. Because you could smell that Malphite coming from a mile away as soon as that decoy comes over.
The Shaco died of the wave. Maybe he was doing it on purpose. I'm not sure. But
you know, fast back.
Fast back? Yeah, I don't know if it's a fast back. It's 30 seconds. But all right. Oh, looks like we're collapsing here. We have a 5v4 or 5v3 that is. I think they're a little scared because they didn't have vision and they don't know where Heimer is. So that might be a reason for them not to take that fight. However, Heimerdinger is walking his way over to mid now after picking up that blue buff.
Yep.
Man. All right. So you're Blue Barracudas. You're down what appears to be about 3k gold. Oh, flash. Oh, the Lucian response to the flash ultimate by the Malphite. That's pretty huge. I was just going to say, what are you looking to do right now? Because Malphite doesn't have ult.
I think the right call, though. This is absolutely the right call. You got to get in there.
Lucian going to try and put down the Malphite. Malphite at 5 HP. Oh, my goodness. Being tanky. The shield comes in from the ultimate. Thresh getting caught here, though. They don't have the Teemo. The Teemo is not near bot side. Bot's gonna hit. Lucian trying to trade back another kill. Does it? Oh man, so many people escaping with such low HP right here. Gonna clear the wave. I don't know if they hold though. You got 2 going back, 1 being their jungler. Malphite no ult. So there's no flash Lucian, no flash Malphite. I don't really know.
Big mistake there. I mean, the scrutiny is going to Lucian here, right? Because he is absolutely the win condition here so far in all of these fights. Before the start of that fight, the first mistake that Lucian makes, because he was doing fine until this, was getting hit by that Rakan, who was able to knock them up. But after that mistake, he has to realize that there's nothing else that could really not, CC him again. But he stops auto-attacking after taking that knockup. Not once does he fire a shot after that knockup. Effectively enable. Yeah, this is absolutely. We talked about it at the beginning of the fight. These catches are absolutely insane.
Yeah, like you said, just like that.
They're gonna have auto ship here. Yep.
Oh. All right, snowball misses. It's okay. But yeah, you were like long range grenade that set up everything. And what? Kaiser follow up. Everybody's in.
Yep.
So Teemo gonna get dropped again there.
Put out effective damage is going to be absolutely critical. Before the game started, we already know in terms of catches and skirmishes, Red Jaguars have the comp that they need to get people who they want. Tons of damage on the Thresh there.
Ooh. Nunu just kind of going in as the turn, I think, right now. A lot of damage going on to the Thresh. Nunu gets knocked up. Vladimir gonna ult. I think it maybe hit 1 person. Vladimir gets bursted out. The Rakan gonna take a whole bunch of damage, and only 3 left standing. Sorry. 2 left standing at the turret for Blue Barracudas here. I don't think the Teemo holds, regardless of 1 shroom being there. I'm not a fan of the Teemo pick because If you're not winning the lane, then, like you said, you don't bring much. Oh, Malphite gonna ult in, gonna burst him 100%. Kai'Sa picks it up with their W, and they're gonna get a lot of pressure, possibly the inhib here.
The biggest thing about the pick here is that authorship. We have a
Rakan survives.
All right, gets out. You know, it's that authorship is picking something that says, I have the method in which I would like to engage this fight. Has a lot to do with, you know, picking battles that you want yourself. And if you don't have that, you're going to have to be on the receiving end of all of those fights. You're going to have to be on the back foot, and so be the champion that throws the first punch. And the Vladimir pick and the Teemo pick, not exactly the best against such an engage heavy comp, right? Like we talked about before, and so we're really starting to see that play out. I think what has to change here? I think Nunu getting tanky first and foremost is the right call. I like the dead man's on Nunu because of the engage that it gives him and that little bit of CC that he gets when he procs it. Fight.
Dude, we don't have vision there. We don't know. Thresh possibly dies here. There's a TP coming in from the Vladimir. Gonna drop into the center of the pit. Rakan gets out with a flash. I think they just got baited in by that Rakan. And it looks like Nunu's gonna get out, but Vladimir will not. So we're gonna pick up Thresh and Vladimir and a third Drake. Now, that was quite sketchy, I'd say, overall. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that with no vision.
Lot of disconnect here too. The Lucian was not anywhere near that fight. Nunu wanted to be in that fight as soon as possible. Thresh on the back of that, clearing wards and making sure that the back end of that was safe. Possibly giving, standing there to give a W out to the Nunu perhaps. We'd have to listen to calls to hear that. Nunu engaging.
Get a knock up onto the Heimerdinger, who is by himself in mid. However, it looks like his team's ready to collapse. Grand Entrance going to save the Heimerdinger, and he's going to get out. Kai'Sa actually able to almost kill Lucian, and Heal's going to go off and box. Nunu trying to zone out the Kai'Sa, but he's going to fall. Kai'Sa now going godlike. Going to space properly. The Rakan comes back in again to set up another kill. Flash forward. Kai'Sa going to pick up another, possibly 3? Oh, the Teemo fails his flash over the wall. Gets the kill, though. Heimerdinger picking it up. Vladimir looking to get another one after coming back after his dragon death. So, the one question I had while Shaco's taking this bot turret, if you're Nunu, now I know you like the dead man's, but are you going Knight's Vow instead? Like to kind of shift that gold that you picked up early to as like a defensive item towards towards Lucian, or are you just waiting until, as we see now, the Thresh has it?
You know, there's two camps, I think, in terms of the Knight's Vow pick here. The first is you might think that you want an item that keeps you alive instead. You know, before the 5 deaths that Nunu had here.
Oh, the all-in again? And Malphite kills Vladimir again.
Yeah, with those 25 X on the Mage Eyes, that Malphite is a threat to be reckoned with. That needlessly large rod likely going to be a death cap here.
400 AP on him.
Amount of, just absolutely insane. That R right now is doing 706 damage.
Really good flash to block. He's going to try and stand on the Lantern here. And look at the Rakan trying to play interference here. Going to get the quickness down. Heimerdinger predicts the Lucian dash, gets the stun onto him. Rockets going out. Rakan, grand entrance again. This guy is straight up mauling this team. Gonna hold the tower for the appropriate amount of time. Ooh, just returns there. Okay, so they get 1 trade back. Lucian picks it up. Gonna get that, and they're gonna pick up the Nunu. And the, excuse me, Thresh. Malphite has ult again. Pops the Lucian. I mean, I don't know how much you really do there when Malphite's got it up every 45 seconds now.
I mean, you're going to have to be able to react to those and potentially go through that scenario in your head that he has it and that he's in that bush. Hopefully that's the last time that they have to learn that it's on such a short cooldown and respect it for the next available fight that's going to be up here. Probably going to be on this dragon in about 1:50 on the clock.
Yep.
Shaco doing an excellent job of controlling that bottom side of the map. He's looking for his next victim to walk in to that red buff. Let's see if he gets that Nunu.
Oh, no, Nunu going to the other side, which is funny because for most of the game, Shaco had actually been controlling that side of the jungle. They are looking to take a Baron, but they were trying to sneak it, and Kai'Sa already looking pretty low. Vladimir going to walk in, going to pool, he doesn't have another defensive option. He is dead. Vladimir going to get dropped for the 10th time this game. Not having a great game for him. Oh, as we were saying, he's not going to wait now. Shaco going to get turned on there. Gonna get popped, and Lucian picking the right one. Gonna get the engage. The Thresh hook gonna get blocked by the Heimer turret. Absolute Zero gonna go off. Rakan gonna grand entrance, get flayed out of the way, but still gonna get the burst down into the Thresh. Kai'Sa still gonna chase, but Teemo coming up from behind, trying to get the Heimerdinger. There's another Shroom, possibly gets two. Rakan sets it off. Lucian picks it up, though.
Deadman's kicking in on that new
Deadman's kicking in. Here comes the Malphite, though. Oh, boy. Lucian dash forward. And Lucian gonna get dropped. So they did not have the vision there, so I understand that dash forward. But as soon as you see him, that's the moment where you go, ah, crap.
Dashes in, Malphite shows up just around the corner to say peekaboo, and the Lucian is down immediately. Looking at 14 kills on a Malphite, 1 death, and an ult to spare.
And Vladimir gets ulted again, but pulls out, stays alive. All right, they're gonna push in here.
Yep, pushing in here.
But, oh, okay. See, they played it smart. They saw a second person. They said, all right, it's not just a Vladimir now. We're going to respect it. We're going to walk away. We're going to get our reset. They know this dragon's coming up. This is 4th dragon for them. This is going to be their soul.
It is, and that's such a big combat stat on the side of the Red Jaguars, who are going to be able to probably push in with this 4th and final dragon.
Yeah, I mean, Shaco's been doing a really great job of securing this, and that's going to be Ocean Soul. He's been controlling, at least, like you said, one side of the map, for most of the game. Whether it was, hey, I'm top side, I help out to kill this Vladimir, or, even dropping in bot side once in a while. But, yeah, it looks like that Malphite has really... Oh, that's a hook landed onto this guy. Malphite gonna get in there and delete the Lucian. I mean, you can't blame him. The hook landed. He was trying to get something done. Vladimir gonna get in there, gonna pull, gonna get his... Oh, he got ignited. He's dead. Drops him down. Thresh gonna go in again. Teemo, superhero in his way out of there. Kai'Sa gonna flash over the wall, gonna get the trade for the double kill. And do we see... Oh, the Nunu's last stand. 1v9. Let's go. All right, not gonna happen. Kai'Sa's gonna pick it up for the triple kill. Gonna get this turret and possibly the game.
Yeah, really solid victory here from the Red Jaguars, who from pick and ban were able to choose a comp that allowed them all of these skirmishes, allowed them to grab stuns and picks where they wanted. Really like the jungling from the Shaco, who was able to...
Malphite going in, picking up another one.
Putting the cherry on top for the Malphite, who was having a spectacular game against that Vladimir. With that single kill, able to turn it into a landslide of ultimates, of 700 damage ultimates, AoE. So spectacular play from the Malphite there, really able to carry that game. I think this was a pick ban problem. The issue from the start of the game, as soon as we saw the pick order, we knew, when the pick was complete, that the Lucian was actually a smart pick, and it was working for a while. But there's only so much amount of time that you could buy before the Malphite ults and the Shaco assassinations and the Heimerdinger long range stuns and the Rakan grand entrance is going to be a problem for you and your team. There's just so many things to dodge, and I think that was a good effort on the part of the Lucian. Good pick, good engages there. Thresh and Nunu also, I think, did very well in terms of trying to get somewhere back on the board. Nunu, I think, could have done better, possibly communicating. And no, we didn't hear the comms, but there seems to have been a disjunct between what he had intended to do and what the rest of the team had wanted to do. Whether, or maybe perhaps the call was, "Hey, I'm going in. Let me die. Don't come back here." But I'm not sure that's exactly true, because we did see at the end of those fights that Lucian stuck around, picked up a couple of kills, and so there was a bit of disjointedness going on for some of those.
Yeah, I agree. I think like you said, the Lucian was a good pick overall. Nunu getting as unfortunate as it was, Nunu was doing a lot of work in the early game, but when we're talking about like the pressure, right, of where it was going, unfortunate for them, Blue Barracudas that is, most of your kills went on to the Nunu instead of the Lucian.
Yes.
When he was there, right? So at one point, Lucian was 1-1-4. So right. only benefiting one kill there. When you're talking about where the kills from the Shaco were going, they were going top side. When he ganked in bot, they went to bot. And then the lanes that he effectively chose to gank, right? What happens? You know, Vladimir dies, goes like what, 0-5 or something, and literally every single kill went to the Malphite. And we're not talking about just like, oh hey, he solo killed him. He did solo kill him. Like we saw it several times. But those initial ganks to just go, oh, you're fighting now? Okay, I'm coming in. Like that one we saw where he baited him. He just baited him and it was like, well, Shaco's walking up, gonna get this free gank. Then he lost his flash there. And when Malphite, and I think it was a very smart choice, actually, for the Malphite to not go tanky and to just go AP, because once Malphite is ahead and he's AP, you do not have an AD carry anymore on that other team, if he chooses so. So as smart as the Lucian pick was, and as many kills as, you know, he could pick up later in the game, Malphite was way ahead. Like when you have a full book at that point and you're still dropping bombs on people and you're like, nah, I still got items to go. Yeah, it's a little scary. Because, I mean, you were talking about him having a death cap, and he already had 400 AP before he had the death cap. So, you're Lucian. Anytime you see that guy, if he has ult, you're like, well, I'm dead. Unless you have flash.
Exactly. At the end of the game, you see the Malphite with a full build and a fully stacked book. I mean, that's just every AP Malphite's dream, right? To get there. Level 18, only level 18 at the end of the game. The next closest was Lucian at 16, right? And everybody else on the side of Blue Barracudas sitting at 12 and 14. So the level disparity was big, the gold disparity was big, the item disparity was big, you know, turrets. You know, part of it was, I think, the matchup, right? The Vladimir dying early, giving that kill over, Malphite being able to run away with that. But I think there's a lot of credit here, and we don't see this in the numbers and in the sheets itself, but we did see it in the game. Shaco being in all the right places at the right times, getting that early dragon, that early cloud drake, that had a positive effect on all of these stats, right? On their movements and you know, going up top so that Malphite was able to get a full tray of plates on that turret. Get a Ludens on the way back too, and then some. It was also an incredibly smart play, something that you don't see in these after game sheets. So I think there's also a lot of credit that goes to the Shaco here, who did play the early and late game really well, as a Shaco should, right? Because a late game Shaco, we all know, doesn't have as much effectiveness as the early game. His entire kit lets him get away with so much, and I think that Shaco played it really well as well.
Yeah, he did. Like you said, there was even that point at the dragon when the one dragon that Blue Barracudas did get, the Shaco sent his clone over the wall with the bomb plant, and he basically was like, hey, you guys are going to kill this. And they did, and then they got collapsed on, so they traded 1 for 3 for the only dragon they got. And it just was because Shaco happened to be there to stop them. And, you know,
such a cerebral play to set that up like that, to see the Malphite coming from, you know, the inner turret and say, okay, I'm going to send this over, you know, cause a distraction, get some cooldowns, right? Just played absolutely phenomenally this game. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like you said, the damage spread doesn't tell that story, but you're looking at like the people who were supposed to do damage on that team did the damage. I mean, he did 10K. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some games where, you know, Shaco's one-shotting AD carry, blah, blah, blah. But as we said, like in the early game, he was basically giving kills over to his teammates, regardless if it was intentional or, you know, it just so happened. They became bigger factors than him. And at that point, it doesn't matter if you do 10,000 damage. Your Malphite jumps in and, you know, let's say 3/4, 2 or 3 people on their team. Kaiser just dashes in, cleans up. Rakan was playing it like a boss. Like, he initiated multiple times in a fight, would bounce out. He's like, oh, my W's back up. I'm coming back in again. And I mean, at that point, if you're like, hey, when's Malphite coming in? Malphite comes in, you're like, haha, I'm safe now. And you go back in. And then Rakan comes in for a second time. And you're like, all right, this is not cool. So I think one of the biggest points that you made when the game started, and you said they don't have, on the side of Blue Barracudas, they don't have crowd control, really. So there is no way for you to section off a safe part of the fight outside of a Thresh box. There's no like, hey, we lock this guy down. You don't lock anybody down. You have Rakan bouncing all over the place. You can't lock down the Kai'Sa if she goes in. There's no punish. Unless Thresh lands a direct hook onto her when she teleports in, there is no punish. Or Teemo hits her with a Q. Like, if it was Maokai, or like, I don't even know, name some tanks, like Set, or I don't know, like like literally,
because I think there's a world in which you can hope that the Thresh hits every single one of her hooks, and you can win fights on that. But that's literally what you're going off of, right?
Yeah, it's not
like,
fair. It's not fair.
Fight wins. Yeah, and that's such a tall order to ask for, just for the one CC, long range CC that you have on board to hit every single time. I mean, you have to set yourself up for success. And that's such a difficult thing to do in a dynamic composition like a Shaco, who has a dash and a clone, and a Heimerdinger who's going to obscure the field with turrets, and Kai'Sa, who has a fast movement speed with that E, and a Rakan who's constantly zipping around the entire fight. And that's such a difficult thing to ask.
And you go, Thresh, can you
swat this guy out of the air.
You don't even know what to say. You don't even know what to say. You don't even say one of them. You just go, can you and just do like a wavy thing with your hand in the air.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure. Whatever that means. Let me let me get this. Yeah, so like, I think that's a huge thing. Like you said, in out, like Shaco, Kai'Sa, Rakan, Malphite, like, all right, where do you section off a fight? Like, everyone's like, oh, I have an absolute 0 from Nunu. Cool, he kind of slows people, but it doesn't matter when you dash everywhere. Like, you can do as much as you want, but at the end of the day, you're looking at trying to protect Lucian, I'd say, right? Because I mean, if we're looking at the damage numbers, Vladimir did the same damage as Nunu. So that alone like tells you whether because I mean, Vladimir acts as a pseudo frontline, and like drain tank or whatever you want to call him. But if you did 13k damage and you basically, I'm gonna drop down here and see, Nunu out healed him. I mean, Nunu heals for a lot, so to be fair, right? Nunu heals for a lot, but like, even you're talking about self mitigation, right? Nunu mitigated 1, 2, 3, 4 times basically the damage of Vladimir, and did basically the same damage. So basically the full tank Nunu, right? So when you're talking about a threat, nobody cares. They just walk past him. They're gonna walk past that guy. Teemo, you can't really tell whether or not he has a lot of damage from shrooms or he's actually doing stuff. If he flanks the fight, maybe he hits an 80 carry, but that's it. So you don't, other than Nunu, you've got Thresh around to kind of protect Lucian, because like we said, Teemo's not putting a pressure in the fight onto anyone, and Vladimir's not putting pressure onto anyone. He just kind of goes in, ults, pulls, and that's it, based on his build, which doesn't have Zhonya's, so you get no second reset. Right. Yeah, and for anybody that doesn't know, if you're playing Vladimir and you're like, oh, it's kind of, I don't know, I'm going to go in. Okay, so if you go in and you rotate all of your skills, and then you pull when you have CDR, and then when you come up, use Zhonya's, you'll have a full rotation of skills again that you can use your Q 2 more times, your E, and then you'll have pool again. So that's basically a full rotation of what you should be doing in a fight. But by the time he comes up after he ulted, he was popped and killed every single time. So, I mean, at that point, Spirit Visage doesn't matter anymore when the Malphite has Void Staff, I guess. Earlier, like you said earlier, I think you play for the scaling. You're playing, okay, I'm going to go Spirit Visage first item. I'm not killing this Malphite. I'm just going to sit in the lane and say nope.
Survive.
Yeah, you just nope. Yeah, that's basically it. You nope the whole time. If the Shaco comes top and goes, I'm going to kill you, nope. You pull, heal yourself back up. You have Spirit Visage for the burst, and that's all. So I think that was probably the better one.
I completely agree with you. And finishing Proto Belt first while things are on fire is not exactly the right call to rush back as fast as you can into a burning building. You got to stop what you're doing, get out of that situation, keep yourself safe, wrap yourself up in a nice, cool spirit visage, and stay away from that Malphite. There's a really simple strategic principle here, which is win more, lose less. And the Malphite strategy played out beautifully. He was winning with that AP build, didn't decide to go tanky like we talked about before, and just won more with the thing that was, working. He didn't change it. And if you were on the side of the Vladimir, you got to realize that what you're doing right now is not working, and you need to figure out to make it not better. You're not trying to fix the situation. If you're a really amazing player, you might be able to, but there's such a fine line between talented, well-experienced plays that allow you to get away with acts of heroism through buying a proto belt and getting that miraculous kill versus just straight up
what works.
Yeah.
Straight up what works. Yeah, that's the I'm gonna outplay it.
It's a safe play. Yeah, and you don't need to outplay him. You can get kills with the Spirit Visage because of how much lane sustain that you have.
Correct.
And I think what he ended up losing in the end was, well, if you're gonna go the Proto Belt route, you're gonna have to engage him. You can't let him Q poke you out of the lane. Because as soon as he came back, Malphite said, "Here, take a Q. Oh, would you like another? Here you go." And the Vladimir was out of the lane already, and that Proto Belt did absolutely nothing for him.
And
where in that
time.
situation,
go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah,
no, like and then every time we saw the camera would flick the top lane, he'd take another Q, he'd be half HP, and Malphite goes, "Oh, you're not backing? Oh, bam, kill you on the turret, you're dead." And every time you get ignited before you touch the ground, if that pool comes in, you're dead. Regardless, you're dead. So that was that was the story of that lane. But as we said, Shaco gets him ahead, he does his thing. And for anybody who ends up watching this, the point that Gunn made about there are champions that literally are win more champions. Those are usually the champions that are have busted something in their kit that once they're ahead, they just snowball super hard. Those are win more champions, right? And then there's lose less champions. So something like Cho'Gath is easily a lose less champion. You just stay in the lane, you don't have to do anything, and then you become a god later on in the game because no one can ever touch you. And it's a very similar thing to Vladimir. Vladimir, you're not looking to kill people in the early game. You can if they make mistakes, but you don't have to. And when it comes to stuff like that, and you're picking your champions and whatnot, that from champ select is what you're looking at. If you play competitively and you have a team of 5 and you go, yeah, sure, we pick these champions because we win on them or whatever, then you keep picking those champions. In pro play, if we do a best of 5, if my team beats your team with a composition, I don't have to change my composition. You're the people, as he said, have to adapt to what's happening to you. If you don't ban something, you don't pick something that's strong into our composition, we play the same thing again. And if you don't change what you're doing, guess what? We continue to play the win more style. We just keep winning. And that's how your lane should go. Until the opponent gives you a reason to not keep winning or not keep building what you're building because you're already beating them. If you don't change up your style, or I should say, if you're doing it to them and they don't change up their style, then you don't worry about it. There's nothing to worry about. And Malphite just kept going, all right, I'm gonna build this. I'm gonna build this. I'll build that. Okay, I got a book. I got a troll book or whatever it's called, a BM book. So with his Medjai, he's like, I got 25 stacks. I'm not worried.
That's a death note right there.
Yeah.
He just write someone's name and they die.
He's like, I pressed R in your general direction. And we saw him miss a couple times. But, it's he missed a couple times. Those are the fights that kind of looked okay or more even. Yeah. But if he hits, you're gone. You're gone. 2 people on your team dead instantly. Bye. It's cool.
Heart attack.
Yeah. I don't know. But I think, like you said, Teemo pick, whatever. It's whatever. If you don't win, you're not winning the lane, nah, you're not a champion in that lane anymore. It's over. Right. It's over. But I think, like you said, overall it comes down to composition, who was playing it better at the start, where your resources were going. The Shaco put his resources directly into the Malphite early first ganks, goes down bottom, puts more resources into bot, and really, I mean, he ganked in mid, but that was kind of an afterthought, I think, because the Heimerdinger was already pressuring the whole time. So he was free to, like you said, counter jungle and do whatever he wanted while Nunu was trying to like catch up, even though he runs faster than him. Yeah, I think that was kind of the story of the game, is just who played it better, who had a better composition for kind of just picking fights. And obviously we saw Red Jaguars did.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, caging. There you go. Sick bullet time.
Good.
Oh my God.
I'm up in 7. I can fight when I'm up.
Oh, we chase. I got E. This guy's dead. See you later. I got no. I'm running for the end.